Hey there guys, welcome back for another episode of Mortal Realms magazine review. This week we are taking a look at issue 34, which comes with the Dominion of Sigmar statue. Now I'm just going to break this here as it's a large piece. This is much larger than I expected it to be. So obviously this is a multi-piece kit, and it is glue fit rather than push fit, but it is bigger. I was expecting this sort of size for him, plus obviously his base, but this is definitely a large piece, and I think if I can, I'm going to get another of these issues just so I can paint this in more realistic colours, at least the top portion of him, just as a display piece. I think, that has to be one of my more favourite terrain pieces that I've seen from Games Workshop. It's obviously a statue, but it's, paint it up like a bust. So yeah, that would be a nice thing to do. So I'm going to have to see if I can track down another issue of this, as by time you are seeing this video uploaded, so as you're watching this, I do believe in the shops we will be getting issue 38. Should be about now, so obviously 4 issues behind means they may have sold out, but at the time of recording this, I do believe it's issue 35 has just gone out, or is released just gone out yesterday. This is Thursday today that I'm recording this, so issue 35 went out at the time of recording this, so I hope I can get another issue of that, just so I can paint this guy up, plus extra terrain pieces. 2 of these statues would be pretty cool. So that's the first part. So the statue and obviously the pieces that go together, and then there's his base, and then we get a couple of these, not quite sure what to call them, but they are fire pillars. Obviously they got the fire torches on top, and then a little bit more here for the statue of Sigmar. But yeah, definitely an impressive terrain piece on that. Well happy with that. Right, so this issue, obviously we get the statue, we get some info on the Great Horned Rat. Now I remember reading in one of the much earlier issues about the 5 Chaos Gods, and I remember saying back then that I didn't know there was a Horned Rat God, but it turns out he's one of the newer gods from the Mortal Realms and not the Old World, which is why I didn't recognise him, as Mortal Realms magazine is my first introduction into Age of Sigmar. Prior to this, the last time that I played was back when it was fantasy, so quite a few years ago now. So obviously everything is a little bit new for me, so I'm learning as much as some of you guys are. Anyway, on with the issue. So we've got Lethis, the Raven City. Constructed at the end of the Realmgate Wars, the Grand City of Lethis is a bastion of order in the Realm of Death. At its heart lies the Grand Necropolis, the most important stormkeep of the Anvils of Eldenhammer, who count the Raven City as one of their foremost strongholds. So we've got a little bit on Lake Lethis here. Obviously, if I'm mispronouncing these guys, I do apologise. Maybe you can let me know down in the comments how to pronounce it correctly. But me, it's Lake Lethis. Then we've got a little bit on Shyish and Styx. Not sure on that one. They could have just left the X out, the G out, and called it Styx, as in the river Styx. Death and all that kind of stuff, which is I think what they were trying to play with here, and they just stuck the G in there to make it impossible to pronounce. Then we got Forces of Chaos Part 2. So we got the Slaves to Darkness, the Beasts of Chaos, and we've got Skaven and the Forces of the Gods. So obviously that's the five gods there, although looking at this that's only showing 4. Okay, then we've got the Great Horned Rat, a 5th member of the pantheon of Chaos Gods. The Horned Rat is the father of the Skaven. His followers teem across the mortal realms, leaving only wreckage and ruin behind them. So I'm assuming it is only Skaven that can follow this guy then. There's nobody else that follows that particular demon god. So then we got the realms. This is for our battle section. So obviously this is about a historic battle. So the Norholms and Nighthaunts. The Skaven of the clans Eshin are cunning and deadly. It was they who corrupted Nagash's rituals and foiled his plans, causing the Necroquake. In the wilderness of Shyish, the great necromancers Nighthaunts pursue the Skaven, hoping to close their Norhold portals. So the Skaven are the ones that cause the biggest amount of trouble, are they? Right, interesting. And we've got Clans Eshin, and obviously a bit of a story there. Then we've got the how to build section. Again, I know that you guys are enjoying some of these build videos that I'm putting up, so I'll do one for this guy. Looks pretty easy, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory with where everything fits. I will fit all of this in one go and then paint it up. There's no need to subsection a guy like this or a terrain piece like this. So you can check the card in the corner here for the assembly video on this guy if you want to take a look at that. Then we've got the how to paint the Dominion of Sigmar statue. Now from the looks of this one, this shows you how to go with a more stone grey type look. So obviously you've got your Korax white base, you shade it with your Agrax Earth shade and painting your blue bits. Non-oil over your blue bits, dry brush your Korax white, which is going to take it back to that whitish look. At this point you could dry brush it in a different colour, keeping more of this brownish type look. So you could go with maybe a Shapti bone or something like that, get a bit of a bone tint to it. Zandri dust, maybe pale it down with a little bit of Korax white, and go with a bit more of a sandstone type look. Then we can apply the Retributor armour to the gold areas, then Reikland flesh shade over the top of those, and then a bit on how to paint coals and more bloody skulls. A lot of skulls in the mortal realms, it seems. So there he is, fully painted. Obviously they, like I said, they've gone for the sort of that grey white stone look. The style that I'll be painting this will be whichever was the most popular choice in the previous 2 videos. Obviously choices for that are done now as I have painted this. You can check out the painting video for that in the card in the top corner here, where you'll be able to see how I painted that up. Obviously as I'm recording this I'm not sure what style that will be yet, so a little surprise for you there, but go and check it out, and I hope you enjoy that video. Then onto some of the core rules and tutorials stuff. So this one here is a tutorial. So we got the charge phase on how to make charges and charging with multiple units and things like that, or charging against multiple units. Flying charges, that is something new to me, but by the looks of it they just get an extra dice. I do believe it's 2 dice for regular charging. Yeah, 2 dice for regular charging, so flying charging they get the extra dice, they can make more of a distance, and by the looks of it they don't include climbing terrain for a charge. And then they've got charging over other models, and that's something I didn't think you'd be able to do, would be to charge through an enemy model to attack one, purely for the fact that it would make sense that he would stop him, he would attack. Let's have a look. As well as being able to charge over terrain, flying models can move over other units when charging. There you go, so flying models, so obviously it makes sense that he goes over the top of him. Nighthaunt, Ghostly, you could say he passes through him. So, right, so flying charges can go over other models, otherwise generally they can't. That makes sense. There we go. And we got the a new war scroll for the Tomb Banshee. Obviously, when we were getting these models, they weren't doing the war scrolls at the time. Not wound scrolls, war scrolls. So we're now getting those. We're in issues where we don't get models. They're obviously catching up on war scrolls for models that we previously received. So her ability, she's got the Frightful Touch. So Tomb Banshee wields a chill dagger, a deadly magical weapon. Whenever the Tomb Banshee makes an unmodified to hit roll of 6, that attack inflicts D3 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends. This means that the target unit immediately suffers D3 damage and no 2 wound or save rolls are made. So instead of doing the wounds that the dagger would normally do, let's show that on here. Chill dagger, hit 4+ wounds. Right, so it would normally do D3 on a 3+, but if you roll a 6, then it automatically does the D3 with no saves. So anything, so a 4 or 5 can be saved against, and a 6 cannot. Question to those of experienced of you, and this would apply to 40k as well. Mortal wounds, can invulnerable saves save against that, or is that a wound regardless of saves, of vulnerable saves and everything else like that? Obviously it says save rolls are ignored, but it doesn't say. I'm assuming that is invulnerable saves are ignored as well. So mortal wounds means it's just a straight through, whatever saves they would be entitled to, they don't get. It's never been quite clear on that, so let me know down in the description if you guys know what that rule or how you play that rule. So then we got the battle. So for this one is a Clash of Knights, and obviously they're letting us know how to use battlefield terrain. As far as I can remember, they haven't done that with the 2 ruins pieces that we got, but obviously we do the same anyway, we lay them down. And we got obviously objective markers, and the only piece we'll be missing off of this board now, or I say the only piece, but a couple of pieces. The main piece is this here, which I think is the bell tower, or the stairs for it. And then you can see you've got these smaller ruin walls here, but they are different coloured to this, so I'm assuming these are actually the 3D, the actual ruin pieces or the terrain pieces, and then these are the bits on the map. So I'm not sure if we'll get these extra bits to fill in, but we're getting a bit of a setup now for terrain anyway. So for this battle you'll need your Knight of Shrouds, Tomb Banshee, Dreadblade Harrow, it's just the one, 4 Grimghast Reapers and 4 Glaive Wraith Stalkers. And then for the Stormcast we'll need the Night Questor, 5 Sequitors, 4 Liberators and 3 Castigators. So, next up we've got issue 35. We'll be getting the Stormcast reinforcements, and like I said, I'll be painting this guy in my Celestial Vindicators paint scheme. And then issue 36 we get the Azerite Bell Tower, so there you go. I think from the looks of it, no, it is different, it's not quite that one, that's the other piece. But yeah, we get the Azerite Bell Tower. So again, more terrain. So that brings us to the end of this episode, guys. If you like the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and ding that little bell for notifications of when new videos go live. Until next time, guys, take it easy and do keep painting those minis.